Hey everybody, welcome and to I'm Not Your Guru. The first time I'm doing this show, one of my friends and practitioners last year, Kim, said, let's start a channel. And I went, okay, cool. That sounds like fun. What do I call it? What do I talk about? I mean, I know I have a lot of things I can talk about because I can talk. But what do I call it? I had no idea. And it would start out with I love me, and then out of the mind matrix. And then a friend of mine, Eileen, we've been friends for 35 years. And when we were younger, we would go out drinking and dancing and just had an absolute blast all the time. And over the years, I've really cut back on drinking. I drink very rare now. Once in a while, I'll have a couple shots or a couple glasses of wine and dance and have a good time. But, I can go months on end without having one sip. And my friend Eileen came to England in, I think it was May. And on our way back on a train from Scotland, we had a couple bottles of wine. And then we had another half a bottle of wine back on the train. I mean, not on the train, but on the taxi ride back into town. We dropped off our luggage. We went out to a local place that had music, and we went dancing, had a blast. And I proceeded to drink more wine and went home, went to bed. I woke up at 3:00 in the morning with like all this downloading information and stuff coming in. And I went, okay, I got it. And I went live on Facebook at 3 a.m. in the morning UK time. So what's that, like 7 p.m. Pacific? And thank God it went to a page I normally don't use because I was still a little toasted. And I started yelling, I'm not your guru. I am not your guru. And I started laughing about that. And I went, that's a perfect name for a show. And then last night, I was sitting here. I'm in Porto Morelos by myself in a condo on the sand and really going inside, really, really connecting. Last week, I spent 2 days with no internet, no TV, no music. And I picked up a book a couple times and read it for a couple minutes and put them down and just really went inside. And it was so beautiful. And I look forward to doing that again. I'm going to be doing that this week again. I believe 3 days this time. But yesterday, I started writing. And it really shocked me what came out was I wrote down, what am I feeling? And my answer was hate. And I said, I hate myself. I hate my life. And I said, why? And this isn't the life I asked for. It wasn't supposed to be like this. It was supposed to be picket fences, marriage forever, raising my children, being a grandmother, a simple life. And I got goosebumps all over right now talking about this. This wasn't supposed to be it. I mean, I've been divorced for 24 years now. I've never even lived with a guy in 24 years. I've only had 3 lovers in the last 24 years. And I got to tell you, none of it was good. Some of it was okay, but that's a conversation for another time. But because people aren't connecting into their hearts, they're just not. They're in it for themselves. But then that makes me look at me. Why have I pushed love away? I mean, the man I married, I didn't love him. The man I was in love with, I pushed him away. He came back 3 years ago. I pushed him away again. Why do we do that? I mean, it's such an interesting life. And, in the name, Not Your Guru, is I never planned on doing any of this. None of it. And when people recognize me, it used to really freak me out. I'd go hide. I used to run and hide when people would recognize me. I didn't want to be known. And the people I've always seen that are known are so much in their egos. And I don't think I ever had enough of an ego or felt enough to be anything or anybody. And here I am talking to you guys, you know, on camera. I mean, seriously? On video. This isn't what I imagined. And on the other side, I'm so thankful for my life. I'm so thankful I like myself. You know, I'm so thankful that I could be in Puerto Morelos, Mexico, all by myself and not have the need to call on my friends or to talk on the phone all the time or to go meet people. I mean, I've met some lovely people here and hung out. But for the most part, I don't feel lonely. I feel happy and content and peaceful. And I'm so thankful for that. And I've thought about the people. I was reading or I was listening to somebody that was saying alcohol sales is like the number third sales in the world, the number third income in the world. So how many people are numbing themselves out of life? I mean, alcohol is a major drug and it disconnects you from your higher self. I mean, sure, it's fun to play with once in a while if you like that sort of thing. You know, or the prescription drugs. How high are those sales? Aren't they number one? So how many people are numbing themselves out from life and not really connecting with themselves or even knowing themselves? I mean, you know, like I said, I went inside for a couple of days last week. I'm going to do it again. And last night, I blew myself away. I get goosebumps all over you guys. I mean, I wrote down, I hate myself. I hate my life. Wow. I had no idea. So how do I create the life I really desire if I'm holding on to hate for my life because it wasn't what I had planned? I mean, my goal when growing up was to be a mom and to adopt kids. My kids are adopted. I did that. I stayed in the marriage long enough to finish the adoption on the second one, and then I left. And I numbed myself for years. I mean, during my marriage, I used to do cocaine once a week. Once a week. And then I'd be hungover for 3 days. And then when I felt normal, I'd numb myself again. You know, I didn't know I'd be talking about this stuff or that I've even never mentioned that. But when I finally decided to leave that relationship, I stopped. Completely just stopped, put it down. You know, I really don't believe in addictions. I believe we create the addictions ourselves to keep ourselves numb. Some people use food. You know, some people use alcohol. Some people use prescription drugs. You know, how are you numbing yourself? Think about that, you guys. You know, life is a gift. We get to be here and create whatever we want, We get to do whatever we want to do. But it all starts inside. Well, I say that because there's so many people out there making tons of money and doing all of these things. But are they happy? Are they connected with themselves? You know, you don't have to be poor to be connected. And you don't have to be rich to be happy. I've gone into towns where the poorest towns I've ever seen and seen very happy people. I've also been in very high-end restaurants and hotels where everybody's happy. It has nothing to do with money. It has nothing to do with not having money. It all has to do with the heart and being in the heart. But so many people also consume. They buy, have to have this, have to have that. I was on that. I did that. I've had the Mercedes. I've had the big houses. I've had the expensive rugs. Didn't make me happy. Now I really don't own anything. I own a couple oil paintings and a couple suitcases full of clothes. I gave everything away. Not that that makes me any better, but I've got it where that energy is not draining me in my life. You know, will I settle down again and go into a house? Sure. When? I don't know. I know my cats would like to know when, but they're very happy with my son. So I'm not your guru. I'm not here to save you. I work for God, universal energy, and I share with you what I'm going through and how to inspire you to really be you. You know, nobody can save you. Nobody's coming to save you. And there's such this false pretense. And we all want to be saved, so we give away our power. We all want somebody to make us happy, or these things to make us happy, or this food, or these drugs, or whatever it is. But happiness comes from inside of you. Sickness comes from inside of you. You are not this body, but this body is your vehicle on this planet to enjoy, to create, to connect, to share. You need this body to do that, and you need to take care of it to do that. That was another thing I wasn't doing. I always considered my body a vehicle. And I always get a new vehicle every couple of years. I always buy them used, but 2 to 3 years I'm done with them. So I was treating my body the same way. I just started really connecting with my body last year and really connecting with it. Instead of saying I hate my saggy arms, now I rub oil all over them and say, I love you. Thank you. You're doing such a great job. When I rub oil on my body, that's what I say. Somebody told me, I think it was my sister, she's all, you got perky boobs. It's like, because I rub oil on them and I say, I love you. You know, how are you talking to your body? How do you talk to your body? Do you talk to it with love? Do you judge it? You know, I hear people, they say they don't even look in the mirror. They won't even look at themselves. Or they don't like photos of themselves. It's like, why do you hate yourself? Why? You know, I mean, we're so lucky on this planet to be different, to look different, to be different colors and different shapes. I mean, how lucky are we? We're so lucky. Thank you all so much for joining me. I'm really excited about this. I don't know where this is going to go. I know I'll be interviewing people and sharing stories and answering questions and doing healings on this. And every week, you know, it'll be different. What do I want out of this? What do I want out of this? You know, that's a really good question. I want to connect. I want to connect and I want to share. This will not be a telesummit. We will not be selling anything. My guests will share their website. So if you're interested, you can check them out. And I have a link to my website. Obviously, you guys know who I am since you're on this call. We haven't done any advertising or anything for this yet. So you know what's going on. And last week under Black Magic Puppet Master webinar, I did a total unmasking about myself. I want people to see me for who I really am, completely and totally. I don't want to hide. I don't want to be pretentious. I don't want to feel, or not even feel, but act like I'm something special. You know, because I've been hiding. I've been fighting this. And I've been being told for 20 years, it's time for me to step in to my role. So here I am. I'm here. I want to go ahead and take some questions at this time. Suzanne, could write off your questions. If there's something you want to type in, that's fine. This will be expanding every week. Again, this is the first one. I'm just telling you guys what this is about and what I'm about. I'm certainly not perfect. Have I gone through it? Absolutely. Absolutely. Go ahead, Suzanne.
Okay. Thank you, Tamra. That was wonderful to have you just be so, speak from your heart and so honest and
Well, I never thought I'd tell people I used to use cocaine. Sorry, Mom.
Mom, the things that I'm sure other people could share too about their lives, but it's wonderful that you're there, you're ready to do it, and it's going to help everyone to be authentic and be able to be real. So thank you so much. It means a lot to me. Everyone's sharing some really good things, but no one has a specific question that I see yet, unless I'm missing something here. People are just saying they're so glad you've been able to, to kind of settle in and become, really happy here as who you are, and you have every reason to be.
Yeah.
And people are just sort of commenting. I can read some comments, but it's not a specific question yet. But there might.
For when you're ready, I have a question.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Teresa.
Oh, wait.
Go ahead and mute yourself, honey, and then I'll tell you to mute yourself. Because if everybody starts unmuting themselves, we won't be able to hear each other. Thank you. Okay, and then Roberta's raised her hand too. Hold on, Roberta. Okay, go ahead, Suzanne.
Okay, did you want me to read any comments first?
Well, that's up to you. I mean, was there anything that will help everybody, or?
There's one comment that maybe we could, discuss. Patricia comments that it's like we're all wanting something outside of ourselves instead of, going inside and finding that happiness inside. Yeah. So that might be a good point to elaborate on. You kind of touched on it already, but.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Suzanne. Go ahead and mute yourself. Okay. Go ahead, Teresa. And then Roberta, I'll get to you next.
Okay. Hi. Thank you for this opportunity, Tamra.
Hi.
Hi. My question is, the one thing I've been struggling with the most is really being able to feel love from the divine. Like, I really try. I open my heart. I have a whole heart source process, the Melchizedek one and another one as well. And I really feel like, I feel closed off, and I am so Everybody always say I'm so loving and caring and, warm, and I always listen to others. I give great advice, and yet I have difficulty feeling like, the most love I've ever felt was when I held my little buddy, which I don't have anymore, up to my heart, and that unconditional love that animals have. It's just precious and priceless, right? But
Yes.
but I really want to feel. I'm even trying to, without that feeling, that divine love, like really like I just want that experience so that I can also tap into the feeling of abundance and, all inclusiveness, and project that onto both myself and everybody else around me. I want to be that part. I know I can be it, but I've tried so
Yeah.
many things, Tamra, and that's the part that I feel that I sometimes maybe unconsciously compensate for with buying stuff and, you
Uh-huh.
know, so no, I agree with you that yes, we can have fun with our stuff, but it's only short term until we forget about them, and then we're still left with the hole in our hearts, if you know what I mean.
A hole in your heart. That's interesting.
Well,
Yeah.
not a hole in our heart, because I have a wonderful relationship with my husband. I couldn't be happier with him. I love my life. I'm content with my life in many ways, but there's also the discontent of I've been asking for years for my psychic powers to connect with source, to hear my clairvoyant skills, my ability to talk to animals better in nature, and that's the feeling that I really, really crave, to be connected to everything around me. But and I've been
Well,
asking
yeah.
animals.
It's in your heart, sweetheart. It's all about connecting to your heart. It really is. I would just take some time and go in and do that as a practice. You know how they talk about meditation?
Yeah.
You know, I mean, go on some walks or swimming, draw, write, spend some time alone and connecting in with that.
I spend a
And
lot of
it
time,
takes time, sweetheart. It's not something that's going to happen overnight.
but I've been asking for years, many years.
Yeah,
I
but
just,
you've got it. It's an inside job. It is an inside job. Like you said, buying things to compensate. Yeah, sure, it'll make you feel good for a minute,
yeah,
but what is it going to do for you? Nothing, except make you feel good for a minute. But it's really all about what's inside and how you feel inside.
yeah. And
And
yet,
it takes practice, I mean, on sacred activations, we have a lot of activations for heart healings. Mother Teresa, Sacred Heart, the 13th petal of the heart. I mean, there's so many different things to help you expand, to go to that area to help clear that stuff out.
mm,
But it's an inside job. You got to just keep doing it.
anything blocking me other than me maybe giving up too soon, or I really feel like I'm not giving up too soon, but I just,
It's a process, sweetheart. Don't give up. Keep going.
I don't know if I'm doing the wrong thing though, or not right enough.
You can't do it wrong. There's no way to do it wrong.
Well, how do you measure when you get like
Well,
another?
if you're doing the way you do it wrong is to go try to find your connection through drugs or food or stuff.
Okay, well, I get. I don't do
Okay.
anything.
How do you do it right? You go inside, spend some time alone, go into your heart. Imagine that you can go into your heart
Okay.
and just keep doing that. Just
All
keep
right.
doing it. I mean, I've been working on myself for how many years? And I wrote down last night, I hate my life. It's like, where did that come from?
Yeah, and to me, it feels like
Wasn't
everybody
on
like
my
you who
plan, so I
channel
was still
source.
holding onto that energy.
Yeah,
And it's the same thing with, you come from perfect love and you want to find perfect love again. Well, the kingdom of heaven is inside of you. God is inside of you. God isn't out there sitting on some cloud somewhere. God's
yeah.
inside of you.
I know.
So
I just feel like
finding
people
that
like
perfect
channel
love
source.
is inside of you.
Yeah, but
Okay?
I always sit with the feeling that people that can channel source, they're so lucky. They have it all a lot easier in
It's
life.
all practice, sweetheart. It's just like the people with the perfect bodies. They work on it.
Yeah, you're right.
Okay.
Yeah, thanks.
Process.
Yes, I love you.
You're welcome, honey. Okay, go ahead and mute your line. Go ahead, Roberta.
Okay, let me get unmuted. Can you hear me?
Hi, sweetheart. I can hear you.
Hi. I just wanted to comment that I so appreciate you being real.
Thank you.
And I didn't know this was going to happen, but I have a real fear of being viewed.
Being
so the
what?
fact that being seen
Yeah.
on camera, I don't mind talking to people face to face. I like that, but I won't put myself on camera, and I don't like pictures.
Well, here
So
you
the fact
are.
So here I am. So thank you for that.
You're welcome. Good job.
Yeah.
You're being seen.
It's sacred activations, you know. They do it. They do it. They change people. They change me. So thank you.
You're so welcome. I'm really, really happy to be of service. I really am. Thank you, honey.
Yeah. Well, it helps other people have that same ability to find themselves and to find their way.
Yeah.
In a real way.
Yeah,
So
I'm here to serve. I'm not here to save you or anything else.
Oh God, no. No, I've been a student in the Course in Miracles, and one of the lessons in there is I am my own savior.
Yeah.
So when I went through that, when I had a really interesting experience about who have I expected to save me, in my life, because that's what it asks. Look at your life and say who you expect to save you. So it starts with God, and then it starts with parents, and it starts with whatever's around you. And it was just got to be so ridiculous. I was in hysterics by the time I was through, and I said, my God,
Yeah.
I expect everything in my life to save me. I won't take accountability. So that was a huge shift for me.
Yeah.
So I really am glad you're doing this and teaching us. We are our own savior. We're our own responsibility.
We are.
So
we are.
Yeah.
Nobody is going to save us. And, the Christian church puts out there that Jesus is going to come and save us. So again, it takes away the power. The Catholic Church is you got to pray through the priest. Again, taking away your power. Even that sex is bad. Sex is the most creative, powerful energy on the planet. And we make it work bad.
I know.
There's just so many fears out there to take away our own power. We can truly create anything we desire in our lives. We are so amazing and powerful beings. I mean, to be human, you get to think, you get to create. I mean, this is school to learn how to create. So go create, be in love with your life, create love.
Okay. Thank you, Tamra.
You're welcome, sweetheart. Thank you. Karen, you had your hand up and then it went down. Did you want to talk, honey? Okay, I guess that's a no. Okay, you guys. Yeah, thank you for sharing that, Roberta. Hey, Zara. Hi, you guys. So what else do you guys want to talk about? What do you want to know? Hey, Tammy, go ahead. You're unmuted. Or is that an accident?
That was an accident.
Okay. Somebody is saying, I'll go ahead and mute you then. The stem cells activation were great. Had knee surgery and up and kicking in 2 months. Wow, that's awesome. That's so awesome. It's totally cool. I love sacred activations. You guys, it's all God. I'm the facilitator. I'm here to be real. I'm here to be honest. I'm here to share however I can help you. Go ahead, Karen. You mute your line at the bottom left side of your screen. Oh, where'd you go? There you are. Here, I'll unmute you. Go ahead, don't touch. Unmute. Hi. I'm not hearing you. You're unmuted. Okay. All right, go ahead and figure it out and you can come back. Because I'm not hearing a thing. Why don't you go ahead and type it out and I'll have Suzanne read it. Wow, thank you, honey. That's awesome. So what else do we talk about? The upcoming season. The upcoming season. Oh, sessions, sure. What do we have coming on? I'm doing living in 5D. And living in 5D, you guys, I mean, this class, we cleared labels and boxes. We cleared belief systems about not being able to walk on water. I mean, if you can float on water, why can't you walk on water? You know, there's documentation of 500 people doing it together. You know, it's just our belief system. So living in 5D, we're moving into 5D, or we really are in 5D. And we're creating our thoughts, feelings, and emotions so much faster than we ever have. So it's really important to be clear about what you're focusing on and how you're feeling, because you're creating it. You're either creating major issues in your life, or you're creating a beautiful life for yourself. And the more we go into this and they open up, the more it happens to ourselves, into the whole world. We're creating this whole world. And my next webinar coming up is going to be about division, about duality, angels and demons, hate and love, health and dying. Because it's time to discreate that separation. I met a lady and I saw her split, like as a man and then a woman. And I said, do you have a guy you're interested in? She says, no, she's trying to push away her male self. I said, why are you doing that? You need to integrate. So it's really about integrating and becoming whole, you know, because you are creating. You're creating your life, and you're creating your life by your vibrations, by your subconscious belief systems, by your history, by your family's history, by your town's history, by your church's history, by your, what's your bloodline attached to. You're also creating it through that. And why do we have all these things? What kind of game would this be if we didn't have all these things? It would be really, really boring, wouldn't it? So you get all kinds of things to play with, to really master yourself and to master your life. And the biggest way to do that is to go inside. You know, I'm here to help with sacred activations to shift those belief systems out of you. But I am not your guru and I am not your healer. I'm a facilitator. I'm somebody that's been there and done that. The only way I'm more special than you are, if you want to call me special, is because I have been kicked around. I have been dragged through the mud. I have been thrown in holes. And I keep climbing. And I keep climbing. And I keep climbing. Do I know everything? Hell no. Do I have my life figured out? Hell no. Not even close. But I'm not giving up. I'm going to keep working on it. One day I'll have an amazing lover in my life that I don't scare the shit out of. You know? But until then, there's always self-love. You know, you guys, back to it's all about connecting. It's all about being, it's all about growing, and it's all about expansion. And we'll continue to do that and continue to do that. It's a spiral. Life is a spiral. It goes like this. Have you ever noticed the same type of time of year you end up kind of like in the same place? I notice I always go to England around March. It's the last time I went in February. Usually around March. Over the last 7 years. I think I've gone 6 times, but I haven't gone every year for a long stretch. And I seem to come to Mexico around this time. For the last 3 years. It's my 4th time. 3rd time during this time of the year. And every time I come, I learn and I expand. Every time I go to England, I learn and I expand. Doesn't mean you have to travel like I do, you know. I'm sure one day I'll be content to be in a house all the time. Don't know when that is, and I don't even know where that is. I have no idea. But right now it's here. I really love it here, you guys. It's a whole new world. It's a whole different world than what I'm used to. And I'm really enjoying myself. Really am. Judy, go ahead, honey. And then Tammy, I see your hands up this time. Go ahead, Judy. Hi, honey.
Hi, how are you?
Good.
You look beautiful.
Oh,
really
thank
beautiful. Okay, so I haven't really formulated this. So,
Okay.
So I had this thing about activations and attunements and who could give them, if you could pass them on, how they even get passed on. And so I was attuned to this certain healing modality. And so I did, some work on a friend. And she said, could you attune me to this? And I was like, I don't even know. Can I do that? And I don't even want to ask my teacher because the feeling that I got from her was that she's the only one who can do this. And she's here and we're all like trickled down. So I am grateful to her for this attunement. It opened up so much, but I really feel like she's not my guru. I am my guru.
Yeah.
So what do you think about that? What are your thoughts about that? Can I do that?
Well, that's somebody else's work, and I think you need to go through and honor the work.
Right.
So what are their rules? Are you a teacher? Did you get certified as a teacher?
No,
If
no.
not, I wouldn't do it because you're not respecting the modality. You need to respect.
Yeah. So when she asked me if I could, I did say I'd have to find out because I have no idea.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I was just wondering from you, is like energy, or is it somebody's?
Well,
Because if I did attune her, I wouldn't even call it what this woman called it. I would really just.
yeah, but again, you're taking somebody else's modality and changing it into your own.
All right.
Respect, trust, loyalty.
Totally. I completely understand that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks.
I mean, the energy is the energy. If you want to go create your own thing, do it, but don't rip somebody else's off.
No, and I wouldn't even, I wouldn't even do that. But I wasn't just sure if it's just, energy. Like, I guess it's just that I didn't even, like, before I was attuned, I didn't even think I'd ever be able to do anything that I'm doing now.
Yeah.
So for the person, that really beautiful woman who was sharing about, like, in the first question about, like, how do I get centered and how do I connect? I loved your answer because these things really just start happening when you open up. Like when I took your Akashic Records class and you were just like, okay, I want you all to go up and I want you to do blah, blah, blah. And on the way up, I'm like, I'm not going to be able to do this. And then all of a sudden this stuff is just coming out of me, like, okay, so your guide is saying that unicorns are coming and blah, 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 whatever it was. But yeah, it really does just happen. That's why, I guess this whole thing about energy, like, can I even pass anything on to anybody? I guess that was just.
Well, it's all
never,
God energy,
Yeah.
I mean, depending on what levels they're working with. But I would, tell them to go connect themselves.
Yeah.
But if they want it, tell them to go to them, or you go to them and get certified to do it.
Yeah.
It's all about respect.
Thanks.
You're welcome. Okay, Tammy, go ahead, honey.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Great. I have a question about how to hold on to the energy and the work of the fifth dimension while being in the third dimension. It's like when I spend my sacred time in meditation and I'm tapping in and tuning in, I know how to clear out and do the work and things like that. But when I come out of that state of meditation, I'm grounded back into 3D. I don't know how to hold on to fourth and fifth dimension in third dimension. It's like I have a blown disc in my back, and I know how to get rid of the pain when I go into meditation. But as soon as I get up from that and tend to my everyday life again, I lose it, and that pain comes right back. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's that duality. You got to bring it all into one.
Mm-hmm.
Bring in all your timelines, parallel universes, everything into one, and that'll help you hold that. Yeah.
Okay. That sounds good. I'm going to do that then.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Pretend you can connect into the center of Mother Earth and connect into the central sun heart chakra.
Uh-huh.
You should be able to be here and there all at the same time. It takes practice.
That's what I want. That's what I want. And I haven't been able to achieve that. I feel like a ping pong ball.
Yeah. Trust me, I understand. I would like that a lot. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome, sweetheart. Go ahead, Patricia. You got to unmute yourself, sweetheart.
Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
Good.
I listened to the replay of the first session with the Out of the Mind Matrix. And with respect to releasing our labels and the boxes we're in, I was wondering how far do we take that? So if you identify as being a soul or identify with your soul group of origin, do you take it that far?
You can.
Or because that, boy, I don't even know what, I mean, my vibration just went really high as soon as you said that. It's like, what are we beyond that? I mean, that's like, oh my gosh.
You are everything.
Well, I know that. I actually experienced that.
Yeah. Isn't that cool? Oh my God. When you go into above everything and you're just totally connected and you're just like, ah.
Oh, I know. And when you know that you're tapped in everywhere, you know, but when I got off that call, I was like, I'm still so identified with my soul group being birthed from the Father God consciousness. And it's like, wow, what am I beyond? So what am I prior to that? It's like, I wonder if I go that far, release
You're
it.
everything.
I guess
came
I'm
into
holding
this little drop to experience and to teach the whole.
Yeah.
Just like the rest of us. We're all here learning and growing and connecting and expanding. And as we do this, we do this with the whole universe. Yes, there's a lot of planets or star systems that are a lot more advanced than we are in a lot of areas.
Yeah.
And, there's a lot of them with technology. Now, there's some with technology, but they don't have the heart connection. Right. And then there's some really with the heart connection and the technology. And I believe that's where we're going this time. Because we've done the technology. We've blown ourselves up. You know, what is it? 5 times now we've done stupid stuff and destroyed the earth because we had all this technology, but we didn't have the heart connection.
Yeah.
And I see so many people on this planet that are disconnected from their heart brain.
Right.
They're just operating in their brain, and they're not operating in their heart. And then I see other people operating their heart, and they're so not present. You know,
So
they're always looking for the star systems out there, heaven, 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 heaven. Wait a minute, you're here. Your life's here. You're here to create.
Yeah.
You've already done that out there. You're here right now. Be here. But be in your wholeness here. That's what we're working on. Because a lot of people are in their head, and not too many are totally in their hearts, very few. But a lot of them are just like, because they're not here. You got to, it's a oneness.
Yes.
About the whole connection. It's not about a partial connection.
So it's using your mind, using your mind and your heart to communicate and stay communicated with the higher realm, bringing all your guidance in and making all your decisions. And when you moved into living here from that inner guidance 24/7, you're not anchored. But I find,
well, you don't need to go out there anymore because everything's inside of you.
Mm-hmm. Well, it is. It's all happening inside. You know, it's all
at the same time. So it's all about integrating that and being able to do it all at once.
Yeah, I was taught how.
It takes time.
That.
I used to not be able to run 2 activations at once. I'd throw up.
Wow.
I almost fell out of a chair once.
Well, your energy is very powerful these days, let me tell you. So.
Well, that's what I hear.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Vicky's cried and said, "I want to go home. You're too powerful." It's like, what?
I thought that was funny.
You're the most magical person I know, and you can't be around me. Are you kidding me?
That's awesome.
I don't know what that means. Whatever.
I was just wondering about that because I guess it's as far as you want to take it, you know, and just keep going higher and higher or more and more expanded.
Hey, I'm integrating my full power. I've been working on it. I'm continuing to integrate my full power. I've been told I have a job to do. I'm showing up, not hiding. I'm not going to pretend. And I am not going to hide my power or not be my full power to make somebody else feel comfortable.
Exactly.
I come in peace, love, joy, and happiness. Let's have some fun. But I'm not going to hide. I'm not going to play small. And I'm certainly not going to bully anybody. That's their issue, not mine. You know, but it is about all of us doing exactly what I'm doing.
Yeah.
You know, where does this go next? They don't tell me. I've got to do my steps, and I've got to continue to do my steps. And, you know, higher self.
Right.
I am told to do what I'm told to do, and I do what I'm told to do. You know, I like to say I'm Tamra. I do what I want when I want.
Yeah.
Well, part of that's true. The truth is I do what I'm told when I'm told. And in between time, I can do whatever I want.
Yeah.
Which is really a cool way to live. I mean, it truly is.
Yeah. I relate to that. So we're glad that you share, and we're glad that you're authentic, because it's peeling off, you know, it's peeling off the what I'm not, where really light starts to shine. And that's how I really resonate with everything that you're saying. So thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome, honey.
I don't think it's about teaching. I think it's about sharing. And when we resonate, then we know we're aligned and we're one, you know, all of us. And what an amazing, powerful group that you're gathering around you. And my guidance has been to stay connected to you in some way. And I just follow whatever that is. I don't know why, like you, it's just I do what I'm told. So I'm so grateful that you're here on the planet, and what you're offering for all of us is in your sharing. So thank you.
Thank you, sweetheart. Really appreciate that.
Bye.
Go ahead, Rosemary. You raised your hand. Did you just want to type?
Yes.
What would the purpose be, or what would, go ahead.
You can hear me?
I can, but go ahead and speak a little louder.
Okay. I'm going upstairs to get my microphone plugged up. Could you explain more about the clearing and dropping the soul?
Oh, you went silent.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
All right, can you hear me?
Better. Yes.
Okay. So could you explain a little bit more about what she was asking about clearing the soul and dropping the soul?
Clearing the soul and dropping the soul. I don't understand. You are a soul. I mean, you can't drop the soul. Then you'd be
Well,
soulless.
that's what I thought. That's what was confusing me. But she was talking about how far up do you take the clearing?
Oh, she was talking about her soul group.
Okay.
You know, like she's labeled or boxed in by her soul group. So we were talking about labels.
Okay. But that's
but not labeling yourself.
I thought,
because it's like people label themselves certain ways. Oh, I'm spiritual. Oh,
right.
I'm religious. I'm Christian. I'm Catholic. And then when you do that, you run all those programs that are associated with being that.
Right. So I understand about letting go of labels, but my understanding was when you got on the soul level, that was purity and didn't need to be cleared. So is that different if you're talking about your soul family or soul group?
Well, I mean, your soul is still learning and expanding itself.
Right.
And by integrating your layers of your soul, because, have you heard how we live in several bodies at once?
Right.
And we live in different dimensions, and we live in past life and future lives. It's really about bringing all of that into the now.
Okay.
Being completely whole.
Okay.
And souls do need to grow and learn. And that's why we're here in the bodies to do that. And a lot of times the soul will be living many past lives at the same time, or future lives, or other dimensions.
Right.
And what I have been doing over the last year is bringing all of me in, not living in future lives, not living in past lives, not living on different dimensions, integrating my higher self. And that's where we really need to go, to be that oneness, because we talk about oneness. It's also oneness with ourselves.
Right.
And if we're scattered in all these different lifetimes and stuff, we're not totally present.
Yeah. That I understand. I must have just misunderstood what she was saying, because I thought I heard her say dropping the soul, and I'm going.
Yeah, no, she was talking about the label of her soul group.
Okay.
Like labeling herself with a special soul group.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Because you know how there's people we know, when we just know them. And sometimes they're going to show up and teach us something lovely, and sometimes it's really going to suck. Yeah. But they're still teaching us, right?
Yeah.
We can't judge them. We've got to know that everybody is our teacher.
Right. Thank you.
You're welcome. Karen, do you know if you got your mic fixed yet, honey?
Hello, can you hear me?
I can. Hi.
Yeah, I had my mic turned off and I adjusted it on the iPad.
Okay, good.
Well, I was really trusting, even though that didn't work out, I was trusting that, my answer would come throughout other people's questions. So I just really appreciate what everyone's shared. And then going back to what I wrote down, I just feel, well, the activations helped me so much. I started back in March, and I did a bunch of them in a couple month period, quite a few. And then I feel like I did get burnout. So I used time for the integration, which I suspect may happen. So I haven't done them for a while. And I'm very grateful you have this call, because I feel like it's recharging me. Okay. And I'm feeling really like I'm needing them, because I'm going through so many big life things, and I'm trying to control them myself. And I need to remember that, well, what's happening is we're moving 14 houses down, packing up this house, having a complete inner home remodeling, and packing and getting ready for a 21-day vacation in Europe. All those things in the next month.
That sounds like fun.
Yeah, it is, but it's been overwhelming because my husband minimalizes big, gigantic things, and not one of those. They're all huge, but then also we just hosted a party at our home yesterday, a barbecue, and I feel like I lost it. I feel like I hit complete burnout and completely fried, and like I can't go on. That the doingness, the outer, has been just too much, and I just can't continue. I have done good self-care with my nutrition, my fitness, my quiet time, spiritual time. I'm also a member of Al-Anon and AA, going to meetings every week. I sponsor a woman in AA, so I love to be of service, and I also volunteer at a soup kitchen. But it just seems like these gigantic projects we're embarking on is just like too much.
It sounds to me like you're so busy doing all the little things, when the big things come up, you feel overwhelmed.
Yes.
So if I were you, take 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Anytime you can, just to go inside and be quiet. All of your little things that you normally keep your life busy with, put them on the back burner for a couple months until you finish all the big things you're working on.
Okay.
And it's just, how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time.
Yeah.
Just write your list. Don't get overwhelmed, and just breathe and go into your heart and connect and honor and respect yourself. You'll get through it all. But to me, it sounds like you have so much stuff you always keep yourself busy with, to keep yourself busy. Just tell everybody, I love volunteering and doing this, but I have too much going on right now. And I will let you know when I'm available to continue and restart. Period.
Yeah. It's smart. Well, I also don't have much of like paying work. My husband has a great business, and he, supports me and us and our family. So I created these volunteer things to make myself feel good about me, because the whole work thing, I'm not.
Again, you're going outside yourself to feel good. Go back inside.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay.
Yeah. Inside job, you guys. Inside job, Sacred Activations has a ton of activations to help you. There's over 300 of them, and there's more coming. And I've needed almost every single one of them. So, they're here to serve, whatever you need to do, but honor and respect yourself and take care of yourself. You have to be number one in your life in order to be there for other people. And I would start with Karen, maybe do the martyr activation or the bleeding heart. Those both be really good for you.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Suzanne.
Okay. Well, thank you, Karen. That helped all of us that are feeling overwhelmed.
For your questions.
So there's been, earlier you talked about, at the beginning, you started with, you were so surprised that what came up was that you hated yourself and you hated your life. And so a few people commented, that maybe sometimes we feel like there's a collective hatred, and we kind of can feel that in our own feelings and they're not ours. But then Teresa also asked, what is it exactly that you think brought that up in you? Was that really like a feeling about you, or do you think it was like you were feeling the collective? Or did you?
No, it was about me. I mean, it was about when I was growing up. Well, first off, when I was growing up, I didn't feel loved. Okay. I didn't feel love from my mom or my dad. The only person I ever felt love from really was my grandmother. And I can't blame them for that. I mean, obviously they didn't know, and they didn't know how. So I used to pray that somebody would come and adopt me that loved me. I swear to God. And because I just felt so unappreciated and just really not. I mean, I used to write help on a piece of paper constantly. And when I was 3, my mom got pregnant by her boyfriend, who in turn molested me. So she put my brother up for adoption. We were told he died. And several years later, we found out that he was alive. And several years later after that, we got to meet him. And he didn't know anything that he had brothers and sisters. He was raised in a total delusional lie. And all of a sudden at 22, he learned that he had 5 sisters and brothers, you know? And, God, where was I going with that? Oh, so my dream was to get married and to adopt children. I knew at 5 I wanted to adopt because I wanted them to see that they were really loved. You know, my youngest son sees that. My oldest son still has issues, even though he doesn't want to find his birth mom. He still has that abandonment issue thing that he's dealing with that he hasn't gotten through yet, that he has to get through. You know, when he's ready, I'm happy to help him. But in the meantime, it's his journey. And that's been another big thing for me to learn, is to let him go and not try to rescue them. Wow, that's a biggie. But yeah, no, that was me. That was definitely me, because this wasn't what I planned. So now, do I really hate my life now? No. But when I wrote that down, I realized that it was so different than what I planned that I needed to clear that energy around that, because that energy was there. You know, I didn't know it was there. Again, here we are in this game. You know, here's something else to look at. You know, I had no freaking idea. I mean, I remember just going, this isn't what I had planned. I certainly didn't plan on being single for 24 years. Man, I love sex. And I don't get it to have any. Because I'm not into one-night stands. You know, I'm just, no, thank you. Sex without love is not, you know, I know how to take care of myself. But to have that connection with somebody else is so beautiful. And I'd really love to have that. So, you know, yeah, it bummed me out. And, you know, there's some more stuff, obviously, I got to work on around that. But, so did that answer your question? I know I just went everywhere with all this other stuff.
Well, so Teresa, if you want to write in and let us know, or you can speak. But it looks like Karen wrote a comment, you know, how much she really appreciates it. And I know that I'm feeling today that as you talk about that, it helps me clear any feelings I have around that. So good. I think we're all clearing that. And I'm sure Teresa really did appreciate that very much, even if she hasn't come on to write.
Because I didn't know I hated myself until last night when I wrote it down.
Well, so you know, can I just say one short thing?
And then we're going to go ahead and stop today. I'm going to keep this at an hour, but go ahead.
I just really appreciate you sharing that, because first of all, it takes guts to share that kind of information. And secondly, you're giving us, you're helping us release any fear of such strange, scary information coming up within us. What, do I hate my life, or do I have this? And then dig into it and just look at it and see what it is, and fear the energies around it, because there's nothing to be afraid of. You know, it's all about integrating, as you said, and embracing, because we cannot say no to any aspect of ourselves. We can, just like we can't say no to anything in the universe, because it's an all-inclusive universe. It's a yes universe. So whatever you pay for attention to, you say yes to, whether it's you know, pleasant or not pleasant. So just, you know, you can't let something go by you know, by hating it or pushing it away.
Yeah, it doesn't help. Got to integrate it. Oneness.
Thank you so much. Love you.
You're welcome, honey. You're welcome. Thank you, everybody, for joining in today. I super appreciate it. We will be doing this at the same time next week. Again, I'll continue to answer questions. I will have guests on, and we'll continue the dialogue. It's about being your own guru, and I'm here to assist you as I'm assisting myself. Peace, love, joy, and happiness. Have an absolutely amazing week. Thank you, everybody. And you know what, you guys, if you love the show, please, write in and let us know. Okay? If you want to share a photo or whatever to go along with it, because we'll share your testimonials with others to help this grow. I'd really like to make this I'd really like to come on here and have 500 people on here. That's what I'm looking forward to. Thank you. Sending you guys lots of love.